some sweets, or sort of only one per day, this would be fine for
that's
children?
acceptable as long as the amount is very little, and also you always give them some sort of chance of a break, so they are really not really following or stick to certain areas. Now let us, so at the kitchen, you make sure everything there is proper and really healthy.
Not all the time ice cream, not all the time chocolate,
not chips, not something.
I don't like chips.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't buy
Kids
these
might bring
soft
drinks,
soft
not at home.
Should be
should
fresh.
not come to, always fresh.
Yes.
No added sugar to anything, period. No oil cooking and other things. You add a lot of oils and maybe not
butter or ghee or
other parts of things that will be added.
Yeah.
So make sure your way of cooking is healthy way of cooking. Like fried and others, should be really knowing what
eliminate
to eliminate this and do the things that will be, really minimize your calories, which is in general healthy way of cooking. Now let us talk about preparing your foods and on the dining table. Now unfortunately, especially in Saudi Arabia, we have a big dining plates and we have everybody will eat from that plate. So what will happen there, those who will eat a lot will eat most of the plate, and the other will be really taking here and there, and that will be more obese, and will be strict to his usual weight. So what we should do, we should make it really little, that common plate if it's necessary. Hopefully each one will have his own plate, and it's only that food in your plate that you will be able to eat, nothing else. If that's difficult, which is sometimes difficult in some family, fair. If you want to make kabsa, for example, make it very little. So they will eat part of it, they will share it all, and they will finish it very quickly, and they will still hungry. So what they are going,
salad.
They will eat salad, they will eat a lot of nice healthy choices, fruit, whatever.
From the choices also, Dr. Aid, that I remembered now, you can replace the bread that is made with flour and milk with the bread that is made with the whole wheat and water.
Absolutely.
This is better.
Absolutely, not only better.
Lots of calories.
Absolutely, not only in calories, but most importantly in the content in terms of fibers and other and special
and it's good
ingredients.
To clean the kidneys, I guess, and the colon.
Absolutely,
I heard.
the ingredients and organic type of food there are much better than just having this bread, which is maybe more of unhealthy ingredients, or at the end does not add much to your health.
Yeah.
So this is one, the way to prepare food, the choices you put in. In fact, we don't like to be people to be in diet. I don't advise diet, and we know dieting, if you do the diet on its own, it will fail, and it will result what we call it a yo-yo effect. You will lose 5 kilograms, you will gain 10 kilograms. That's normal. And you come to somebody who's doing exercise on its own, we know you will not lose much of weight, because exercise, it is good for health, like 30 minutes a day. But if you are obese and you want to lose weight, you have to spend at least 1 hour a day, and that will give you weight loss, but not the weight loss that you are looking for. So on its own, this diet on its own will not work. Exercise on its own will not work. What will work, changing your lifestyle and making healthy choices. When you eat from healthy choices. Eat and be full, no problem. Not too full, but really something you are happy with what you ate. Deprivation is not good. Deprivation will result eventually to obesity.
Yeah, because you'll get depressed and you'll eat more.
Depressed, you'll eat more. Also, not only that, but scientifically we know inside the body, when the body get the message that this body is deprived from this type of food, he will, as if you are in a battle. So the messages and the messengers will come to your body, say, look, we are in a fight, we have to prepare ourselves. And you are really preparing yourself against this, to fight against.
They will store more fats, and they will store
Absolutely. What will happen? It's a very simple example. If I give the message to my body that, look, you have to set yourself to 800 calories a day. Well, thank you. And body will say, well, you give me the choice, I'll do it for you. And the whole body will change the mechanism and turn it to adapt to 800 kilocalories a day. Okay. Good. Now you will come afterwards and you have to eat because you are hungry. You eat 2,000. But you say, sorry, I only will manage this 800 that they already told me before. This 1,200 will go to stores. And again will continue our obese. So the person who was eating 2,500 before and managing it well, this time he will eat even less, 1,500 or 2,000, but he will not be able to manage it, will go to as obesity. This is well-known scientific fact. So what we are saying, we don't like this deprivation, we don't like this dieting and diet and diet. We want you to change your lifestyle. Eat and be okay and satisfied with your food, but choose the right food. Make a plate, this plate, and you will be full and really enjoying it. And this may be 500 calories at the end of the day, but this is another plate, similar size, but 2,000 calories. Because you've chosen the proper food, you're choosing the proper cooking, and you're choosing the proper sources and ingredients.
Also, I want to mention something, Dr. Aid, and I want you to mention the scientific part of it, because I know this, I know the information, but I don't know what it stands for. Mayonnaise. I read a lot that it's a big disaster. Even if you're having a free day, don't eat mayonnaise. Stop eating mayonnaise.
Absolutely.
Stop it.
Look, you can have an excellent salad, excellent, and disastrous dressing. And this is what happened, unfortunately, like mayonnaise and adding this and this.
Especially mayonnaise, because they said ketchup is okay, but mayonnaise is disastrous.
Absolutely, and this is my advice. Yani, we should make sure our food is something you enjoy. If you have a salad, dry salad, you cannot enjoy it and you will hate it. So,
I enjoy it. I don't like even putting pepper and salt on my salad.
You can add some really flavors and something, but not healthy. Again, healthy choice. When you try,
seasons are healthy.
Yes, absolutely. And what we can do, and this is what we are doing too, we prepare for people shopping list. So when you go to shop, you have something that, yes, you shop, and even in the West, as you know maybe, like in the markets, and there are some sort of marks and some sort of signs. Like usually you start by shopping on the peripheries, because peripheries you have all organic foods, you have vegetables, you have fruits, and come and make your last shopping at the center, because center usually are all non-healthy food. So there are a lot of guidelines for shopping. So we finished with at home. This is what you are supposed to do. Now, additionally, at home, create an environment for your kids that they can do some sort of activity. Make sure there is some, and this is what was in the lecture by Haifa Shamsi, there should be a system at home. It's not completely corrupted. There should be a system. The system is, there is a time for TV. There is a time for computer. There is time for Game Boys and whatever, and PlayStation and others. You have only 2 hours a day. For any kid, you give him the rule. This is 2 hours a day. You choose your time, and this is what I do with my kid. Choose your time, do it the way you like, but you have only 2 hours.
You know what happens, Dr. Aid? If you say that you have 2 hours in front of TV, then the rest, if they are not watching the TV, they will be up your shoulders here and here.
And that's the point.
And you can do whatever you want to.
Excellent question. Now, this is the time. You don't say, don't watch TV or do some sort of game. Now, I will create an environment for you. And this is what I say, create an environment. The environment is, you can rope jumping and others. You can go and basketball if you have some place outside your like home or apartment or whatever. Make a small area. There is now, as you know, there are some sport like Wii Sport and other. We are not advertising, but it's one of the sport that you can practice it. It's virtual on the TV. There are find alternatives that they will be active in. Bring their friends at home or wherever.
I really encourage this.
Absolutely.
A lot of families, they are skeptical of bringing children at home.
They will be hiding from each other, they are following each other, chasing each other, and all of this. Try to provide an environment they will be active. But don't ask them not to do this and sit on there is no point. It's the same. So provide an environment, create it the way you like, but something practical. Some people say, well, I will not go to some fitness club and join the fitness club and pay 600 or whatever, and for 6 months, and I will go only twice in this 6 months. That will not work. You create it at home, that will work better.
I remember when we were children, we didn't join any sport because I didn't like, and my brother either, may God rest his soul, he didn't like any kind of sport, but we used to play a lot with our neighbors. All the time we're playing.
Absolutely. For girls,
from 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. every day, we're playing, running, riding our bicycles, and that's what we're doing. And we were very slim.
See, and also swimming. Also for girls and boys, they can clean their rooms, their house. This is another activity. Don't ask somebody.
Maybe they will not like this a lot, but
no, why not?
Moving,
cleaning the car itself. If you have a car,
they may enjoy that.
Excellent. Go and don't ask somebody, bring me a water from the kitchen. Go yourself and bring it. Don't bring me the remote control. Go yourself and get it. So these are important. So you're adding activity to your daily life.
Yeah.
This is called normal activities. That you now you take the stairs and don't take the elevators and others. Now this is at school, at home. Now at school, unfortunately, it is disasters in our areas. So the food is bad, the fitness is bad. And these are the two important things. There is no fitness, there is no good food. So again, you have to work. School has major responsibilities, and we are trying to work with our colleagues in the educational part, so we can have some strategies on each school for fitness, for healthy food, where they can provide good healthy choices, and exercise has to be daily. And this fitness class should not be just for hitting the ball, but there is some sort of a really educational part of it to build their fitness. And if we don't do it as part of our job, the person who's in charge of these kids should know this is part of his session. It's not just to bring them in, okay, this is the ball, you go follow it up, and I'm enjoying my time sitting watching you. That's not. I should take time and participate. Absolutely. Maybe half of that session is only for exercise and fitness and rewarming and others, and then you start working on the skills.
Most of the people, they spend the time of the PE chatting and seeing what's new on their cell phones.
Exactly.
I'm going to send this and send that, and that's it. That's the PE session. Now the physical education session is for a break for them, another break.
Absolutely. And not only that, but the obese persons who are coming, or kids, in the PE session, they will go and sit on the side because they are obese, and nobody will say just because they are tired, let them enjoy their time. They are really obese, it's really difficult for them to play, so please sit and relax. And this is what their maybe fitness guide will tell them to sit there, or personal trainer. So this is very important to implement this in the strategies and policy of the school daily, and not less than 30 to 1 hour a day in each school. Now, we talked about the food at school. It has to be changed completely. Before, when long days or all days, when they really talking about or supplying some special boxes for healthy food, maybe 20 years ago, it was much healthier than what we are having now, unfortunately. So hopefully we'll work on that. And
at school they didn't have pizzas and donuts, and now they are selling these things at school.
Not only that, but donut in the past was only tiny and small. Donut now is like this. Pizza is small and like this. It's huge, 3-4 times. Some of even the soft drinks, some of them 8 times more than the old days. So this is very important now to work on it in the education and now after school hours. Now I wish to see many schools in the city, and they can change to be after school fitness classes. So there will be a lot of swimming, a lot of exercise, a lot of fitness games, a lot of sports, basketball, volleyballs and others.
In an entertaining way.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day you will be really exhausted to do anything unless you are going to enjoy it.
Absolutely. You go home, and many kids, I have my kids, and they ask me to pay even money to go back to their school to play games, because because they provide
fun.
Well, it's fun. They want to enjoy it with their colleagues, their friends and their peers, and work with them. Now, so if we provide this free of charge to these kids in their areas where they are studying and staying, and we provide very qualified people to supervise this program, that will work very well. And this has been practiced, and it's really working. Even transportation. Each school will provide transportation from the school to the home and back and forth. So this is an important strategy that should be applied. Now, coming to outside the school, again, in the school area, there should be no fast food restaurant or any type of restaurant at least 1 or 500 meters, or at least 1 kilometer
But this
away.
Is really, it could be to some extent unmanageable, because if there's a school is there, and
it's not the school regulation. Absolutely, it's not the school. Municipalities should make sure no restaurant, fast food restaurant, will be closed. No chips, nothing like this will be provided close to that school. So that's better.
I guess this is possible.
Absolutely. Now, coming to in the city, where is the biking areas? Where is the walking, running areas? Unfortunately, they are not very much available. We know maybe there is area.
Here in Riyadh, King Abdulaziz Circle Center is really great example for that.
King Abdullah Road,
biking and
King Abdullah Road, you are right. King Fahd Medical City is a nice place.
Around it.
Yes, around
but
it.
Because I guess it's a highway, so not a lot of children or not families, they will not be encouraged to take children there. But King Abdulaziz Circle Center is really great.
Very good. It's good. I haven't seen it myself, but hopefully
really
we'll find in each quarter of the area, each each place a place for people to really enjoy their time, run with their kids, the family together. So there is a place to practice and exercise, and also do some walking, do running, do all these biking. And these are important things to provide in the city. Now, coming to policy and strategy on the level of the government and the level also of the municipalities of, for example, of Riyadh and others, any fast food availabilities, there must be healthy choices in each fast food restaurant. They must provide healthy choices, healthy menus must be in every restaurant, and this has happened. Second, we should completely eliminate the double jambos type of services, like hamburger double.
Or mention how many calories are in there, because this is a strategy that helps a lot. If you find the amount of calories just beside the meal that you've choose, I guess you are going. Some people,
absolutely,
they are going to regret.
Absolutely, this is the third part. So we talked about size. There must be a very acceptable size for this. So healthy choices, sizes and portion should be controlled. And coming to the last, not the last, but one important is labeling, food labeling in terms of calories and content, and must be mandatory in every restaurant, whether a serving restaurant, a dining restaurant, or fast food restaurant, must have this type of labeling and type of content. So if you, and this is just examples of the policy and strategies that you should apply. No soft drink to be sold for those who are really less than 18. Should be always juice, no juice except 100% juice, and not just sugar or most of sugar and 30. These are important of the policies that we should apply, and there are more. Maybe we can discuss the rest time.
I guess what you mentioned, Dr. Aid, if it's really implemented, applied, and followed up, we are going to change the side of the world, actually. Yes. We're having a report, and we'll be back. Please stay tuned to Black and White. A lot of very fruitful information that we have been discussing with Dr. Aid when it comes to the strategies and policies, and we will try to wrap up this information when we come back. If you just joined us right now, please stay tuned with Black and White.
With us now, one participant here in this workshop. First of all, I'd like to welcome you on our program, and could you introduce yourself?
My name is Nada Al-Bouardi. I'm a physical therapist here in King Khalid University Hospital.
Mrs. Nada, could you tell us about your participation here in this workshop?
Yes, I'm a physical therapist in the clinic, and we act as fitness consultants, you could say. So we were talking about the physical activity part of changing your lifestyle.
Ms. Nada, if you talked about obesity and or children obesity, how important, let's say, doing the exercise for them and for other members in the family?
It's very important. It's equally important to changing the nutrition. As you know, because our lifestyle has changed, nutrition has changed, but also our physical activity has decreased dramatically. So a lot of studies have shown that doing a diet alone does not succeed as well as doing diet with increasing your physical activity.
We talked about physical activity. How do you evaluate, let's say, the awareness of physical activity in our society in Saudi Arabia, especially for women and children?
I think there is awareness. It's not that people are not aware, but people are always putting a lot of excuses, you could say, or obstacles that aren't really necessary. People talk about the weather, that we cannot afford the gyms, we need special equipment, we don't have time, especially the time factor. This has been shown in studies even in the Middle East, that they often say we don't have time, but they still have time for over 2, 3, 4 hours of being on the computer or, playing video games.
Besides, let's say, you talked about regular exercise. Somebody say the prayer, besides its worship, it's kind of regular exercise. Is it let's say stereotype, or is it true?
Yes, definitely, it's true, because just like in nutrition you have a triangle for the foods you eat, we also have a triangle for physical activity. So the bottom of the triangle, which is the base, and it's the biggest one, it talks about your normal everyday activity, and part of that, as you mentioned, is prayer, walking, just using the stairs, just doing household activities. All of these are the base that we should all try to increase in our daily life. After that comes the aerobic activity. The aerobic activity are the exercises which you use more stress and make you, your heart start pumping and, your breathing starts increasing. Those are what are called the aerobic activities. And you need also 3 to 4 times a week to be doing those. For children, we need daily 30 minutes of this type of activity. And it doesn't have to be continuous. It can be 10 minutes, 3 times a day, 15 minutes, 2 times a day. But they have to be doing this moderate type of activity daily to be just normal, healthy children.
How do you how do you see the workshop today in the King's Road University about obesity?
It's very nice, and it's good for everybody has a problems with daughter or son. I have my son. He is a patient of Dr. Aid Khtani, and he introduced me to this meeting, and I appreciate it very much.
How do you see the information that's being provided by a number of specialists here? How do you evaluate the information?
It's very nice, really. It's very good for the parents and the family and for everybody who has a problem about obesity. You see.
What about your child? What was his problem, and how did he pass it?
He has something you can call Prader-Willi disease, and he was 166 kilos. Now he is 128. In 3 months he lost that much, yani. And I always
by surgery.
By surgery with Dr. Aid Khtani.
Welcome back. We're still talking about obesity and what Dr. Aid has been telling us, that there's more than one policy that you should follow if you really want to have a healthy lifestyle. When it comes to home, try to make lots of activity at home. Actually, don't let your children all the time sitting, even if they want to play a sort of the games, the video games. Try to have some sort of movement while they are playing that. At school, they should move. Try to bring some friends at home. Try to make your home as free as you can of the fatty foods, and don't put sweets everywhere and chips. This is a disaster. Try to keep yourself a little bit away from the fried food, and you can have, instead of the fryer, you can have a steamer. Instead of frying chicken, you can put it in a steamer, or you can grill it as well. It's going to be healthy and tasty, and put lots of seasons. Actually, seasons are healthy. They are not going to add weight for you, and they are going to keep you healthy. And stop eating mayonnaise, or minimize it as much as you can. Dr. Aid, back to you. And really, you've provided us with lots of policies that I mentioned that if they're followed, they're going to change. Hopefully, actually, the way the world looks like now. I want to talk more about surgery when it comes to children, because there was a big debate in the West that moms, they wanted to have liposuction for daughters whom are below 14 years old, and the law there is against that, and they were fighting, my baby is obese and I'm okay, I accept to put her under surgery. This is something. And the second thing is medication. A lot of adults, like over 20 years old or 25 years old, sometimes we take some of these pills that we think that they burn burn some fat, or they take part of the fat that we eat away with the
digestive
stool
system.
or the urine or something. Yeah. Are these effective for children as well, or they are prohibited? Children cannot take it.
Now let me say, we'll start with drugs.
Yeah.
And in adult, even study has shown that they are not even effective in adult.
Really?
Yes.
Not effective?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what will happen in drugs. We lose 5 to 10 kilograms. You stop
Which is great.
I'll tell you what will happen afterward. You lose this 5 to 10 kilograms.
Yeah.
You will enjoy it. 6 months, 1 year, you stop the medication, you will gain 20 kilograms. And many people, I'm sure, who are listening to us now, they say, oh, this is my story.
And I cannot keep on taking the medicine for the rest of my life?
No, you cannot keep for a long time. Usually recommended, for example, the drugs we talked about, fat, and that decrease the absorption of fat from the digestive system. That will usually at least 1 year to 2 years, and if you continue, there might have some problems unless you compensate by vitamins and other replacements.
And some people also, they go complaining, like they say that I have diarrhea.
They always have the oily diarrheas, and they have oil spots, and they're in their cloths and others. So it's not really
an effective way.
It is effective in general term. It's not effective, but we will add to this phrase to say, if you take it just some sort of a step one towards changing your lifestyle, changing the behavior we talk about, then yes, it will help you to put you on the road, and you are the driver, you are the one who's going to continue, not the pills, and not...
You cannot rely only on them.
Absolutely no.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And additionally, there are some problems with each pills that you have to avoid.
Yeah.
Now, coming to other pills, which has been withdrawn from the market just 2 months ago, and many people were using it everywhere, and they discovered after years that cause
they are withdrawn?
Withdrawn completely.
I guess you can mention them.
Yes, the Redactyl. So completely withdrawn, or there are a lot of names for it, but it's known in Saudi Arabia by Redactyl. Withdrawn from Saudi Arabia, from Europe, from United States, and FDA has said this drug is dangerous, and we will only allow it if they wrote something on it to say it's dangerous, it can cause you heart attack or a stroke. So this is important. Drugs we should, and I will give you an example. Drugs that were taken by some ladies for problem nausea and vomiting during pregnancy, and after 10 years they discovered the birth rate of those kids who are losing their arms and legs are increasing, so they investigated it and they found it's related to that drugs that just taken because of nausea and vomiting. So we should not enter any drugs has its own problem. So unless we are sure it's effective, unless we are sure that it can result in long-term outcome, unless we are sure it's safe.
The problem is, Dr. Aid, is there are some physicians, they prescribe it.
No, it's okay. We are not saying don't. It has been studies and things. Now, coming to this drugs, for example, one withdrawn and the other, where even this, the one which was drawn, it was prescribed by medical people everywhere. But it's under supervision. People are buying it now from the pharmacies directly, buying it from or taking it from their friends.
Over the counter.
It should not be used this way. It must be followed by a physician, prescribed very well. There is some investigation you do. You follow it for a certain period of time, and you stop it, and a physician will decide when to continue and when to stop. And we know by itself it will not reduce your weight as long term. 97%, and this is proven study, 97% of those who are on pills or diet alone or exercise alone without changing their lifestyle and behavior we talked about, they will regain their weight within 2 years from the time they lose it, and they will be more and more.
Okay, we don't want